The first time I noticed him was at a local coffee shop I go to often. I was standing in line ready to order my iced chai latte when I saw him staring in my direction from a table outside. I didn't assume he was staring at me at first. There were multiple other women in the cafe that he could have been ogling. Proving me wrong with a ballsy move, he asked me for my number as I walked through the front door.
Iced chai, I see. It's a good choice.
He commented as he stood up from his chair.
So I've noticed you a few times when I've been in the neighborhood. Could I get your number?
Oh, no, actually, I have a boyfriend. Hoping this would get him to back off, especially because it was the truth. I smiled and started walking around him to get to my parking spot a few yards down the walkway.
Relax, honey.
He said as he stepped in front of me, blocking my path.
He doesn't have to know.
I felt a shiver of pure disgust as he paired the statement with a wink. Look, I know cheating on your partner is like a big thing right now, but I'm not into it. Leave me alone. He backed away from me, hands in the air and a dumb smirk on his face. I gave him one final glare before making my way towards the car, his eyes on me every step I took. When I got back to the apartment, I shared it all with my boyfriend Jacob. I told him all about it. Normally he would get upset about it, but move on if I told him there was nothing to worry about. And at first, that was his reaction.
What? Did you recognize him at all?
Not even a little. He said he's seen me a few times, but I've never seen him. That was the part that bothered me the most. He's been undetectable multiple times while watching me. Where else has he seen me?
What did he look like?
Like every other guy, brown hair, taller than me, probably 6 foot or something. He did have a scar on his neck. For some reason, that caught Jacob's attention.
A scar? Was it fresh?
I mean, not really. I don't know what a fully healed scar would look like, but it wasn't red or bleeding or anything. Why?
Don't know. Just a good identifier if he bothers you, I guess.
He looked a little more disturbed after I mentioned the scar, but I didn't drill him about it. It wasn't something I really wanted to discuss further anyway. That first encounter with him was about 2 months ago. Since then, I've noticed him everywhere. The coffee shop, bookstores, the supermarket. I couldn't go anywhere without seeing him, especially when I went anywhere with my boyfriend. I felt like I was going crazy. Every time I'd see him, I'd try to discreetly point him out to my boyfriend. Jacob, he's near the pasta, I whispered. He would always try to be natural, just so he wouldn't scare him away. But every time he would look, he wasn't there. It's like he just vanished into thin air. I could tell Jacob was sympathetic about the situation. He probably thought I was being overly paranoid and imagining I was seeing him. But there wasn't anything he could do if he didn't see him in time. After these 2 months, I started growing tired of myself and my imagination. Jacob hadn't seen him any time I pointed him out, and honestly, I never saw him enter or leave my line of sight. It's like he would just appear, stare me down for a little bit, and he'd be gone. I had to do something to clear my mind. Hey, I'm going for a run, I yelled to Jacob as I was lacing up my tennis shoes.
Don't you think that's not the best idea?
Jacob asked, clearly a little worried about me going on a run by myself. Well, I have to do something. Maybe all I need is a little time to myself to recollect my thoughts in my head. This might just be all manifestations from stress. Plus, I added, finishing up the laces on my left shoe, it's daytime and my path is pretty busy. I'll be okay.
Are you sure? I mean, I can go with you.
I gave him a kiss, hopefully to calm his nerves, but mostly to get him to shut up. No, I need alone time. You have my location and I have my pepper spray. I'll be fine. Love you. I knew he still wasn't fond of the idea of me being alone, but there wasn't really much he could do as I closed the apartment door and headed down the complex stairs. Not even 30 seconds after I got outside and started my run, I felt something tug my left arm, hard enough for it to pop. I didn't have enough time to react as I felt my arms pinned up against a brick and my mouth covered with leather. I tried everything I knew from my self-defense classes I took years ago, biting, kicking, screaming. Deep down, I knew nothing would work against a 6-foot man with a heavy weight advantage. It didn't take me long to recognize the hair and the scar either.
Lily, keep quiet.
He whispered as he struggled to keep me pinned to the wall.
I'm trying to help you.
Help me? I said, my words muffled by his gloves, and I was still trying to free myself from his grip. No progress, and I started to feel weaker as I struggled, ready to accept whatever would happen to me in this empty hallway.
Yes, help you. Stop struggling so I can tell you what's going on.
I didn't want to stop struggling. I wanted to keep kicking and moving to make it harder on him. But I knew in the end it wouldn't work out for me.
Are you going to listen?
I shook my head, his glove still pressed against my mouth. Despite living in fear because of this guy for 2 months, I felt nothing but curiosity in that moment.
Lily, I need you to listen carefully and take what I'm about to say seriously, okay?
How does he know my name?
The man you're dating, Jacob.
He paused, rolling his eyes as if he was trying to figure out how to word what was coming next.
He's not Jacob. Not anymore.